Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the Frontline Changes report for the day of 1385 for the 9th of December for the Ukraine war or the special military operation in Ukraine. So quite a few very interesting frontline changes today, and so there is a video out which is a war footage video, something that I've been thinking about for a long time and I finally got to do it. Do check it out. And some of the things that is in the footage is actually in today's geolocations, and yeah, some pretty sad stuff. But anyway, we're going to go straight to the Oskil front. So this is Oskil. So over at Oskil front on the far east, over in Novovodiyane. Yesterday we have the frontline changes showing the Russian forces have advanced over on this western part of Novovodiyane. So that was based on the geolocation. Russian mapping, however, mapped it even bigger. They have mapped that this area here is also taken by the Russian forces, according to the Ryba, the pro-Russian source. So they claim that all these areas is also taken. This is a straightening of the front line, which is not surprising. So it's logical to think that way. So let's see how this goes. So that's Novovodiyane over near Kharkivka. Kharkivka is here. The next frontline change. So anyway, by the way, if you want to know the distance, that's around 1.5 kilometers on in the furthest point. So over on the next frontline change is over in Serene. So this one is based on a geolocation. So Oskil is over here, Serene, Shandri Holove, Novoselivka, Darilove. So over at Serene, there is a geolocation of Russian forces. Oh, sorry, this is I put the wrong color. This should be red. So the Russian forces geolocated over here, confirming that the Russians have advanced down this tree line or gully or whatever that is. So this area here is now pushed forward by the Russian forces. The advance is around 2 kilometers. So that's the advance at Serene. This is moving in the direction of Korivia, which is over here. The Russians are now making this push up. Maybe. So that's the frontline change over in this sector of the front line. The next frontline change, we jump very far away to Myyrnohrad over in the Pokrovsk front. So this is Pokrovsk, and then this is Myyrnohrad. This is the Ukrainian encirclement, according to the Russians, or the Ukrainian salient, in the Myyrnohrad salient, if you believe in the Ukrainians. Whatever it is, there is geolocation. So this we need to break down a little bit. Russian forces geolocated around here, which means that the eastern part of Myyrnohrad must have fallen to the Russian, at least direct east of this geolocation. So this means that from the Russian claim, this is a 700-meter move, but based on our Ukrainian mapping, this is a 2.5 kilometers change. However, while I thought this is significant, the Russian mapping actually went way further. According to Ryba, the Russian confirmed capture has advanced to like half of Myyrnohrad now. So the half of Myyrnohrad is now claimed to be taken by the Russian forces according to the Russian mapping, and this includes the entire northeast, the entire eastern part, and the entire southern part, and the southern part of this northern half of Myyrnohrad. So this is a pretty insane change. The advance is around 1 kilometer. And I did say that there is a lack of frontline change, right? Yesterday we covered quite a number of fronts, but I say that there is still missing fronts. So so you can see that there is some missing fronts now unmissing themselves. So we shall see how this play out. Though we only have one geolocation despite all these battles. Ukrainian still holds Myyrnohrad. So Myyrnohrad's whole, and Split Lake actually is still whole. It's still under Ukrainian control. So we shall see how this continue to play out. This is the situation over in Myyrnohrad. And the next frontline change is over in the Dnipro front, and this is a very shocking one at this position south of Veliko Mikhailivka, all the way at Stepove. This is a very interesting one because Ukrainian forces was geolocated north of Stepove, and in this position they actually captured Russian soldiers. How are they going to bring it back is another question altogether. But the Russian soldiers, along this tree line was too relaxed. They think that the Ukrainian, the front line is very far away, and then they got captured, seemingly. I'm not sure, but that is what the geolocations information said. And then they have to come from somewhere. The problem is we have this this Ukrainian mapping. I have said many times, until these areas here, is all not confirmed to be taken by the Russian forces, and it looks like they indeed is in this position and managed to attack towards Stepove, extending the front line like this. But the Russian mapping has went all the way to the river, which means that now they have to vomit back, because there must be some way that this geolocation must link back to the confirmed controlled Ukrainian territory, which means that we have to go all the way like this. And I have mapped according to the geography of the most sensible place, without accidentally take Sosnivka or Rostopil. And this is not what you are looking at. So I'm so sorry. I should have drawn that 2 circles. But anyway, this is what it looks like. And this advance, if you take all the way from the river, oh my god, why the map move? All the way from the river, we're talking about a 9 kilometers difference, more than 9 kilometers. That's insane. From the Ukrainian mapping, however, it's actually a 3 kilometers move, and that makes sense. So, and I highly encourage you guys to watch the situation report. The format have changed a little bit, mainly because of the methodology of how we analyze the front line. And if you have watched the last situation report, you probably understand the significance of Veliko Mikhailivka, how this place contributes to this situation over in Stepove. So watch the situation report, like for real. So that is the frontline change around here. So this contributes to a massive 16.3 square kilometers captured for the Ukrainian forces, and further verifies DPS mapping that we have put this salient, right? This, like, we cannot confirm this capture. So now this advance makes perfect sense, right? So now this makes perfect sense. And this also put Russian mapping into big question, like, are they overstretching the maps? So that's one big question. And even the captures, are these captures sustainable? So we'll continue to monitor and see how this goes. As you should know that sitting at the front line is certain death. So holding a position physically with human beings is always a very expensive thing to do. So don't just presume that just because the Russian or Ukrainian soldiers captured or hold a certain positions, take some photos or videos, means they are going to be there forever. Often than not, they will need to go back and sleep. They are not going to sleep in the rubbles, right? So that's what it is. So we come to the problem of Ostapivske. If you have watched the war footage video, this is the thing that I'm talking about. A Russian soldier, one Russian soldier was raising the flag over here in the middle of Ostapivske. That means one important thing: the Ukrainians are not there. The Ukrainians have already abandoned the position to somewhere else, probably up north towards Andriivka. This is probably what they did. But if not, some maybe have crossed the river, and went over to Harasmivka and then go somewhere else from that position. They abandoned. There's no Ukrainians in Ostapivske. And this lead to the Russian mapping to map that Ostapivske is now entirely captured by the Russian forces. They have just went ahead to do that. They also expanded the zone of control around Vidradne, claiming that the defense line around Vidratne has been expanded. So the Russian mapping happily updated like this. So, however, Deep State UA has released a video showing that the same, probably the same soldier, maybe it's the same soldier, single person, one person, run across the field and then got chased down by the FPV drone and he got hit right at this position, at this geolocation. But as per DPA's mapping, we will always map even if he dies, that is a Russian capture. But because of the very fact that the Ukrainians are not there. Simple as that. The Russian soldiers were there, the Ukrainians are not there, so it's captured on our mapping. But mapping is mapping. It's not reality. I've mentioned many times. And this also puts into question. So let me draw in the arrows first. So this puts into question. This is why the new situation report is super important, because what does it mean by capture right now? What is capture even means at all? So this is the new mentality, the new way of looking at things in the situation report. We'll inform you a lot more about the front line. So I highly encourage you to watch it. And this means that Russian force on our mapping, on DPS mapping, because of this is one soldier, I didn't map the whole of Oskil as confirmed capture. Because yeah, our methodology, there's only one geolocation. They need another one on the other end. But the Russians claim it. So it's just going to be a claim. I'm not sure if the Russian Defense Ministry have announced it or not. But that is what had happened. That, again, I have just said, doesn't mean the Russian soldiers is going to sit there and defend the city or the town or the village. Send soldiers there and wait like a sitting duck. That doesn't mean that that's the case. So it's very important to set your reality right. Maps are maps. It's not real. You know, it's just a reference point. So it's very important to note this. I cannot say this every single time because it's going to make the video super boring or make me sound like your grandmother. So I don't want to be your grandmother because I'm a guy, and so that's the main reason why, you know, I'm not going to repeat this like every single time. But no, from time to time, I'm always going to remind you, it's just mapping, it's not reality. This is just the best possible version of what is possibly the case on the front line. And yeah, that's all. So anyway, that's Uzbenivsky. And we have one last frontline change is over in Hulyaipole. So this is a geolocation of Russian forces in the northeast of Hulyaipole. In the Zaporizhia front, this geolocation at the entrance, in the northeast entrance, means that this area here is confirmed capture in a simple triangle. So that is the situation over in this sector here. So if the Russians are here, this area can't possibly have Ukrainian forces. Simply it. Not that difficult. The nearest point is 980 meters. The furthest point is around 2.2 kilometers. So that's about it. So this is all the frontline changes in the past 24 hours. And I'm gonna do some calculation. And meanwhile, I also received certain threats in Telegram by certain people in the DPA chat, claiming that they want to mass report DPA's video. I welcome you to do that. Come. So anyway, but I also banned him from the chat. So no. So don't be an asshole. Maybe some people don't like what I publish or what I say, or maybe they don't like the thumbnail, just because it looks like, oh, Russian soldiers. The reality, this is a war. People die. Get over it, man. If you're not fighting the front line, you're a coward. If you're especially if you're Russian. So if you want to complain so much, go and fight. Prove yourself. If not, then just be glad that someone else is dying for you and sacrificing themselves for your homeland. Don't be an asshole. So to me, it doesn't matter if it's a Russian or Ukrainian. They are basically brothers. They are all Slavic brothers. This war is just a stupid war. I don't take any sides, but I have totally no interest in supporting the Ukrainian regime because I don't believe in victim countries that needs to do information warfare. If you are already the victim, why the hell are you doing information war? The same applies to the current situation in Thailand and Cambodia. Immediately, Cambodia have to go into information warfare. For me, it's like, whatever, man. But war is war, people die. Don't celebrate the deaths. Like when I was doing this war, just before I started to do calculation, I was compiling the videos, I was looking through the videos. I've actually stopped watching war videos for like 2 years now because it's just literally war porn. I just want to like, it's not good for my health, mental health. So I don't really watch. I only watch like when I think that there's something significant, based on the reporting, the captions and whatnot, or those that went viral on X. But because for war footages purposes, no, if I'm gonna compile, I need to watch. The Ukrainians constantly post horrible videos, utter gore videos, like just FPV drones destroying bodies, killing soldiers that is like, just prone there and is trying to save their life. They post a video of a Russian soldier that was in panic attack and shot himself and blew up his brains. And the thing is, it's actually against the so-called international law to be posting such videos from the warring sides. So so like I say, there is, to me, both sides aren't good guys to me. They are both just doing the beatings of the leaders, and people are just dying. Terrible shit. So anyway, that's why I always say, despite I'm monetizing the war, it's essentially by reporting about it, I earn money from it. I want the war to end as soon as possible because it's a stupid war. I don't want people to die. I can always do gaming content, I can do computer games. We can fight wars in the computer game, but there's no reasons to fight it for real. All these poor mothers spent decades, bringing up their children just to, die for a stupid reason. So this is my position. If you don't like, press the dislike button. But no, it doesn't matter to me. Things don't change. Like, war is hell. And people try to guilt trip me or whatnot, it's like, it's nonsensical. Be Israel-Palestine issue, it's the same. So, yeah, sorry for the rant. So let's do some calculation. The Ukrainians captured 16.3 square kilometers. This is an improvement from the 10.1. So these surprise captures are getting bigger and bigger. So that is very, very interesting. That also marks how much of the front line or the area that is claimed to be captured by the Russian forces is undefended or poorly defended. So that's one thing. But the Russians still seems to have captured more grounds. 6.15 plus 6.51 plus 6.28 plus 2.84. Total area captured by the Russian forces is 21.78 square kilometers. It's not the diarrhea yesterday, but it's decent shit. The shit is decent sized. So anyway, that's it. So thank you for watching. Press the like button, subscribe. Sorry for the rant. Sometimes I feel very triggered by people behaving in assholes like an asshole. I just don't like it. For me, I do all these things in good faith. I behave like on screen, in a video. Generally, this is basically me in real life. Like, if you know me in real life, it's almost like this. Just that in real life, I will be even more blunt than I'm on screen. I would tell you what I really think more than what it is. Sometimes it's just like, I have opinions clearly, in real life, but professionally, I have to be as neutral as possible. But I don't, generally, I still don't take sides. Like for the Russian-Ukraine war, for honest speaking, I only think that the war is Russia's to lose. Ukraine has already essentially lost the war. There is basically no point fighting more. They should surrender. That doesn't mean I'm pro-Russia. I'm not pro-Russia at all. So because I'm part of the Western Hemisphere. more accurately, I will be probably pro-United States in most cases. But even United States is not good, guys. So it is what it is. So anyway, thank you for watching. Happy birthday to you. If your birthday today, press the like button, subscribe. I almost forgotten to wish the birthday. And I'll see you guys in the next update.